Hello world. I've used many different services like Yahoo Finance and Alpha Vantage to pull stock market data in previous videos, but today I'll be using the seekingalpha API from RapidAPI to get stock information. I couldn't find a publicly accessible direct API into seekingalpha, like if I went to seekingalpha developers, but I was able to find one through RapidAPI. They have a free basic plan, which I'll plan to use in today's video to pull some just basic stock information. And the goal of this is to use this data to create what I call the Financial Genome Project. I'll leave a link here for the playlist if you want to watch me build this. But basically, I'm just trying to map out the financial genome of my local area, my city. So let's check out the code. But first, welcome to the 188th video on my channel, where I'm building my own digital assistant named Shane, like Jarvis from the Iron Man movies and comics. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you like Python for finance or Python for anything, or you want to see me build my digital assistant named Shane. So to do this, the first thing you'll need to do is set up an account on rapidapi.com. So go ahead and just log in here, sign up here. And then once you have signed up, go ahead and log in. So you can log in with your GitHub if you wanted to. We'll just log in by email. And then once you're logged in, go ahead and type in seekingalpha. All right, and if you're not familiar with seekingalpha, it's just a great place for financial data, but also some good crowdsourcing articles from some very good authors. That's kind of separate than the mainstream media, which is paid to talk about certain stocks, build up hype, build up propaganda against. So seekingalpha kind of skips some of that. And so what we have here is all the information you'll need to get it. So I'm just using my personal account here. And what we're going to do is go into symbol. And we're going to go to symbol and then get profile. All right, and then so what you'll see is the information you can get, and then you'll see sample code snippets here, okay? So go ahead and switch to Python. And let's do requests. All right, and then you can just look at the example response. And so let's expand it all. And in the code snippet, we're passing Apple and Tesla, but you can just pass one symbol if you want. So you're going to get the symbol. You're going to get the last, the open, the close, company name, sector name. Just a bunch of good information. So that's what we're going to use. So go back up to code snippets. And then copy this code into your project and run it. All right, so basically you're going to import requests, and then it's going to take you to here. URL, query string, headers, response, and then I'll show you where to go from here. All right, so let's look at what it looks like when you just copy and paste it. Oops. So let's look at what happens if you just copy and paste it. Copy code. There we go. And you can run this if you wanted to and just get the whole response text. And then you can just kind of cut up the string how you want it to, but that's not what we're going to do. So go ahead and copy and paste the code, and then I'll walk you through what I've done. So the import requests, go ahead and copy and paste that from the code that's already pasted in. And then I'm not going to show you my RapidAI key, let's go RapidAPI key. Okay, this is a file I've created myself in PyCharm. So you go to click anywhere in here, File, New, Python file. I just named it keys right here. And then I said RapidAPI key equals. And then I copy and pasted the key that's down here. Okay, but since I have a YouTube channel, I don't want to show you my API key so you guys don't run up my the count that you get. So we're going to skip this bank stocks and this data for now. I created a function called getStockInfo, and we're going to pass it a symbol, any symbol. So the URL equals this get profile. That's already in the copy and pasted code. Then query string equals symbols. In the sample code, we used Apple and Tesla, but go ahead and just write symbol up here. That's what the argument we're going to pass it. And then just put symbol here without the quotes. That way we can pass it any symbol without changing this code. The headers, you can choose to copy and paste the API key directly into here from down here where it says X Rapid API key. I chose not to do that, and because I have the YouTube channel, so I'm going to just paste my key there. This is from the copy and paste code. This response equals request.request all the way up to here is part of the copy and paste code, but I added a .json, right? So that way we can just iterate through it and just get the data that we want easily. So the first thing I want is the data. Let me expand all here. So the first thing we're going to be is in data, and then we're going to be in this 0th element right here, and then attributes, right? So whatever I want to get through is from here in attributes. So data 0 attributes, and then I save that in a variable here. And then I want to just get this last price, which is right here, last right here. So what we're going to do is in data, the last daily index, and then last. So now this is called data right here. We're all the way down here. And in this last daily, I want last. All right. And then also in here, I want the description. So the data and the description, I believe it is not shown here, but it is in here. So yeah, I don't know why it's not showing there. So I just want the long description, and then we're going to return the last price and description, right? So we're using the copy and pasted code and then adding our own just to get the data we want. Okay, so now that we have that function, I'm going to say the last price and the description equals getStockInfo, and we're going to pass it FR, which is Regions Financial Bank, which is a bank that's pretty popular in Louisiana. And then I want to print this last price and print the description. So let's check that out. So here we go, 44.1, which is the last price that it was at, $44.10. And here is all the information for this bank. But what if you want to get a bunch of stock symbols? So we can create a for loop. And so what I did was store a bunch of bank stocks in here. That should be RF down here if I wanted Regions Financial. But either way. So Regions Financial, OBNK, RRBI, FGBI, these are bank stock symbols, right? Ignore that for now. That was an empty dictionary I'm going to use in a future video. And for each symbol in that list we created called bank stocks, we're going to do the same thing we did right here. The last price and description equals get stock info, and then we're just going to pass it the symbol, right? So it's going to loop through each of those symbols. Same thing, but this time we're going to print the symbol, the last price, the description, and a space. So let's check that out. Okay, so Regions Financial, Origin Bank, Red River Bank, and First Guarantee Bank shares. So now we have the symbol, stock price, and the long description. All right, and that is just the tip of the iceberg on what you can do in the Seeking Alpha API documentation. I recommend going through each of these. You can get the you could just get so much information from all of this, to include not just financial information, but the news and the articles based off of it. So it's really good if you want to keep up with it. Now just know that I have a free one. So if you go to pricing, you can see right here what the different prices are. So basic, $500 a month. That's a hard limit, which means it'll literally stop you. And then you get to do 5 requests per second. Pro is $20. That's $10,000 a month. And then there is no hard limit, which I would be careful of, because it would charge you 3 cents of a cent after that, and you're also capped at 5 requests per second. So $100 and $500 a month, and that's 1 million requests a month, but still 5 requests per second, which is kind of small to me. All right, so that's the whole video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.